Wid Yi.
Well.
Well-itchy.
What do we talk about? There's been a lot going on.
Do we talk about the fact J.D. Vance killed the Pope?
We could talk about the fact J.D. Vance killed the Pope. I was going to talk about Katy Perry, though.
Oh, who's officially an astronaut?
Oh, yeah, she goes on about lecturing us all about climate change, and then she goes joyriding in space using a vast, ungodly amount of natural resources for 10 minutes in space.
In a rocket that looks like a giant
rocket.
Wang!
Bit hypocritical, much? No.
I mean, yeah, it's...
Right.
I don't even know where to begin unpicking this.
Well, I'm going to start with saying she's now referred to herself as an astronaut. Yeah, I've been to the National Museum of Flight and toured Concorde. You know, I've been on Concorde that's on display there. Doesn't mean I'm a fucking pilot, though, does it?
I drove a rally car once. That doesn't make me Colin McRae.
I sit in a throne every morning after spicy enchiladas. Doesn't mean I'm the king.
I just think there's so many problems in the world, and she's like, ah! And it's that whole thing, the forced smile. When her hands part ways and there's a little Daisy, and it's like, look, that's for my little daughter who's too young to understand that mummy's an absolute fucking trumpet.
Do you want to know what gets me? The first thing she does when she lands, she kisses the ground. Great.
Did she?
Yeah, great. Now the planet Earth has a cold sore.
I mean, she not meant to go to quarantine. If she's been into space, I thought you had to go into quarantine for like a week.
On another news on that subject, there were astronauts that were stuck on the International Space Station for 8 months.
I remember this.
They were in space. She was in space for 10 minutes and kisses the ground. What the hell do they do? Shag the ground and marry it?
Probably.
I mean,
I feel sorry for NASA having to pay their overtime bill.
And the food bill. How'd you get food up there? They must have starved pretty fucking hungry up there for 8 months.
Is there not a thing? This is like in the film The Martian, where like they plan for a doomsday scenario where, you know, maybe the astronauts are stranded there a lot longer than anticipated. And if not, they must have done a supply run. Somebody went to Asda and went, I need a click and collect. Can we get a click and collect for the ISS? It's an emergency, Ken.
I'm thinking more getting a Tesco delivery. And what's your address? I'm on the International Space Station. Tesco will get up there and make that delivery. They're tight.
But they can't class anything north of Glasgow as not the Highlands.
But Katy Perry, going by her, I can't have a motorcycle and a diesel-powered car, but she's allowed to use what to get into space? More than my annual amount of I've no respect for her in the first place. But
to be fair, I think I lost a lot of respect for her when she started dressing up as a giant pizza and dancing about in Telegram. Did somebody call Just Eat? No.
No.
Wasn't it me, hen? Anyway, welcome along to Wid Yi.
Yeah, we're back on slagging off American celebrities.
Shall we have a pop at something else?
Do you want to have a pop about tariffs?
I think we should. What kind of fuck nugget thinks that a tariff is paid for by the company? Oh wait, Donald Trump.
Oh, wait, I've got a better idea though. Britain looked really pathetic in the last couple of weeks or so, haven't they?
What's their beer warmer?
I'm thinking, only 10% tariff. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you. It's pretty fucking embarrassing, isn't it?
Then you got all these political commentators who are like, we mustn't upset President Trump. Why? He's an absolute asshat. Of course we should be upsetting him.
The way I see it is when he goes, it's only 10% tariff. Thank you, Mr. Trump. It just seems to be a bit like a beaten partner or something, the way he's speaking, is it?
I never had much respect for Keir Starmer to begin with. And any credibility he had, he has quickly packaged up, sold on Temu, and then is awaiting the angry letter of complaint going, this thing's fucked, man.
Well, do you want to know the funny thing as well? As of the other day, Trump has already backtracked. Come on, of course he was going to backtrack. Oh, it was obvious he was going to backtrack.
Yeah.
It's costing him money.
But remember, eggs are at an all-time low.
Oh, yeah.
Gas is at an all-time low, even though it's not. I mean, he's
fucked it.
What planet does this guy think that people can't just look out the window and go, petrol's not that cheap? It's like he'll tell everyone in America it's sunny today, best sunshine we've had in a long time. It's fucking blizzards outside, mate.
Do you want to know what it reminds me of a wee bit? It's a bit like an old man. Imagine you're having a family dinner,
well,
right?
He is an old man.
Well, he is an old man, I know, but imagine there's a family dinner and then you've got the dad and he just loses his shit having a wee bit of a tantrum. So a wee bit like that, to be honest, when it happens too many times, you just lose interest. And it's a bit like, then your mum would maybe get a wee bit scared, a wee bit upset, goes, oh no, I hate it when he gets like this. That's Britain today.
Are you on about Trump here or Starmer?
Both. Trump's the dad that's losing his shit and Starmer's the mum. that's, oh no, I don't like it when he gets like this. That's Britain today. No, nobody please retaliate. Please don't retaliate.
I thought Trump was like that drunken uncle who breaks out a Monopoly and starts throwing it off the table in a hissy fit.
I'm going to bring China into this.
Careful.
China are like the older sibling that just stands up to the angry dad. 44%. Aye, we'll go up to 54%. Then America get rattled after that. That's it, we'll go up to 74%. Well, we'll go up to 84. 104%!
I absolutely cringed when Trump basically went, every time you retaliate, we're going to put the tariffs up more. What did you expect them to do? Go, yeah, that's great, Mr. President. Just fuck us over, why don't you?
Well,
and the other thing is as well, he's all about himself. He's all about lining his friends' pockets.
of course.
You go back a couple of weeks before the tariffs, it was that whole browbeating of President Zelensky, and he's like, you haven't even said thank you. Did America say thank you to the rest of the world when we came to the rescue after 9/11?
No.
Did America give anyone who helped in that illegal Iraq war by giving them money back?
No.
Did
But
they ever say thank you?
let's just wait till Christmas when all the American kids will be given really shitty Christmas presents from Santa. Aye, son, here's your wooden rocking horse. But Dad, I wanted a PlayStation or Xbox. Just play with your shitty dominoes, son.
PlayStations have gone up. This is where it gets real. Sony have put 50 quid on a PlayStation in America.
Yep.
Or $50. And what have they blamed? Trump. Jaguar Land Rover are not selling new cars in America.
No.
You know why?
Trump.
There was a guy on Twitter, right? Twitter's like the rats sinking the ship at the moment. Nobody's actually posting anything coherent. But there was this evangelical guy who runs, I don't know, let's just say he has a factory making models of factories. And he's based in Taiwan.
A factory that makes models of factories.
Yes.
So is it a model factory?
I don't know. I'm just supposing this is what this guy's factory makes, right? Miniature models of factories. Anyway, his biggest market of whatever fucking droll shit he's making is America. And this guy took to Twitter, right? And he's like, hey, Donald, hey, Mr. President, I voted for y'all and, I believe y'all, but please think of the children. And he started grovelling on Twitter about how his business is in jeopardy, but he still has faith in everything. I think I actually took to Twitter and just went, mate, you reap what you sow.
Well, what gets me is America seems to have it in their heads that they have all this amazing output. And I'm not going to say they don't. They do export a lot to a lot of places, right? So let's just look at it as an example. They export to us Jack Daniel's whiskey. Okay, yep, fine. There's a tariff on that. And they also export to us Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Okay, yeah. But then by putting the tariffs on China, where the components are made for these Harley-Davidson motorcycles, so Harley-Davidson motorcycles are now costing an astronomical amount more than they did. And they were expensive bikes anyway. But yeah, they assemble them in the US. They don't build the individual components, though. They just put it together like a jigsaw in their factory.
And the thing is, anyone who's ever studied business will understand that setting up a factory, hiring staff who are not paid in hopes and dreams per hour, that is going to put the price of these component parts. God forbid Harley-Davidson actually, listen to Captain Spunk Trumpet and build a factory.
Yeah.
The price of the components will be astronomical compared to importing them from China, right?
Surely when he was putting these tariffs on, he should have made a plan of, yes, we're going to make more in America. We're going to make more in America. That shit doesn't happen overnight like that. You've got to build your factory. You've got to study. You've got to reverse engineer. What he should have done maybe is, yeah, we're going to do tariffs after the year 2030. Give them 6 years to make the factories for the little chips that they make and the little individual components that they make. And then maybe, just maybe, they might have a shot at doing it. But they've just shot themselves in the foot.
But hey,
even though he's dropped his tariffs, I don't think China's going to back down, to be honest with you. His trade wars just backfired.
Maybe he'll resolve it by the time he gets in for his third term.
Well, is this a war that he's going to solve in a day?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Wid Yi.
While we're on the subject of Captain Spunk Trumpet and his merry band of gagglers,
All right.
J.D. Vance, Pope Killer. There's a title he never thought he'd get.
Is it a bit like Liz Truss, Queen Killer?
Does that mean like some American... Are the Wall Street Journal going to sit down like, what's the word for eggplant? Are the Wall Street Journal going to sit an eggplant next to JD Vance and see which one lasts longer?
Do you want to know what I think it might be? Maybe like a kids' TV show that, you've got the Queen killer and the Pope killer, and they're going to be like, Burke and Hare or something like that. Liz Truss and JD Vance. Then you've got like Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons hunting them down. I'd watch that, to be honest with you. One killed the Pope, one killed the Queen, and I'm Clancy Wiggum. I'm hunting them down.
I feel so sorry for the Pope, right? In his last days, it's like the Queen having to meet Liz the lettuce. Mm-hmm. The Pope knows, the light in the tunnel are coming towards him at a fair old rate of knots. Yeah. He knows his days are numbered.
Of course.
And he has to meet Captain Mascara. Captain Guyliner. I wouldn't have wished that on my worst enemy. And he just sits and goes, great to meet you there, Your Holiness.
Did you hear the Vatican had to put out a notice saying, please do not take selfies with the body of the Pope? Do you reckon it was JD Vance?
Probably.
Hey, Donald, look at me. I know that's more George W. Bush, but
Professor Liebstrom. God almighty. I mean, there's a badge of honour you don't want. I met the Queen and then she died the next day. I mean, you can just imagine Liz Truss boasting about that like it's something to be proud of.
Do you want to know, right, they've not, correct me if I'm wrong, they've not elected a new Pope as of the recording of this show yet, have
Correct.
they? Yeah. Do you want to know, this is going to sound awful, but bear with me here, right? There will never be a female Pope. The Catholic Church will never allow it.
Oh, of course.
Do you know why this is?
I'm sure you can enlighten me.
I will. This is exactly the genuine reason why the Catholic Church will never have a female Pope. And it's because the Church lost the Holy Grail, 600 years ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last thing the Church wants is a female Pope to open a random cupboard and say, look, here it is, I found it right under your nose.
Oh, God almighty. Right, well, we just go into a witch then. If this has anything to do with papal tendencies, then we're fucked.
It might be. Right, there you go.
Okay.
Dig in.
Maybe this is like me announcing the name of the next pope. Do we have some white smoke coming out of a chimney somewhere?
Could you imagine? Right.
Here's the thing,
subject,
right?
No.
A lot of people are joking about this. Donald Trump is going to stand for pope.
I was about to say exactly the same thing.
Oh, right, sorry.
Or
sorry
no.
to see your thunder.
Another one, actually. Donald Trump is going to die, so he has a bigger death than the Pope. Says, see, I can do it better. See, everyone says I can do it better.
Well, the thing is, right, he somehow managed to fuck up going to the Pope's funeral. He went in this bright blue suit. Trump went to the Pope's funeral in a bright blue suit.
Uh-oh.
He was caught on camera on his phone in the middle of the service,
he's
looking
such
down.
A tasteful person, so humble, so well-mannered.
And of course, he was absolutely fucking raging that he was like 3 rows in, right next to the chunty. So he had to get the waft of pee every time someone went in or out.
The Popal pee.
The Popal pee.
The Popal pee.
The other thing is as well, like, Zelensky walked in, because of course every world leader is invited to the Pope's
What about Putin?
Funeral. He probably had to watch on Papal View.
Papal View.
Here on Papal View in the Kremlin. I could not buy him. Next time I will succeed.
Is that maybe Vladimir Putin? Because it sounded more like the Count from Sesame Street.
I mean, they're one and the same.
How many Pope dead? One Pope.
No, Trump had to sit 3 rows in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Macron goes up and shakes Zelensky's hand.
Of course.
Everyone in the crowd cheers and applauds for Zelensky.
Yeah.
Trump walks in and it's just like tumbleweed.
But he's so full of himself he wouldn't have seen it, will he?
He'll have been raging as well. There was no McDonald's within 50 yards.
There is no McDonald's for the Pope.
Speaking of which...
What, McDonald's or the Pope?
McDonald's.
Ooh.
This leads me on to my widget. Next time you're at McDonald's, would you eat... That was my belly rumbling.
I was about to say, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Next time you're in McDonald's, would you eat a burger like you're eating pussy for £200?
Yes.
Goes up to £400 if you maintain eye contact with a random person. Basically, are you going down on a Big Mac?
Well, I've gone down in many doner kebabs in my time. That's all I can say. Would I? Oh. Ooh, special Big Mac sauce. Would you like some salad or some sauce with your kebab? Look, let's face it. I can't stretch this out. I would do that. It's an easy one.
Yeah?
I would call it a very happy meal.
Right.
Right, I've got one here for you. I'll just do it real quick. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Would you make up a widget on the spot for dignity, as you are now on the spot, motherfucker?
Yes, I would.
Right? Would you share a bath with a kangaroo fish for $100 jillion?
What's a kangaroo fish?
A kangaroo fish climbs up your urethra to feed.
No.
Wid Yi.
Okay, so have you heard this one? Peter and his grandson go for a walk. They go to the top of the hill looking back down on their town. You see all these houses? Peter said. Yes, said his grandson. I built all these houses with my bare hands. Do they call me Peter the house builder? No. That sucks, said the grandson. Well, see that church over there? Peter said. And he said, yes, said his grandson. I built that church with my bare hands. And they don't call me Peter the church builder, do they? No. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it does suck, doesn't it? Tell you something else. You see that wall? Said Peter. Yes, said the grandson. Yeah, I built that wall with my bare hands. Do they call me Peter the wall builder? No. That sucks, said the grandson. Peter says, no, but you fuck one pig. I wonder if Peter was nicknamed the pig fucker.
Oh, I'd imagine that was a foregone conclusion.
Here, that reminds me as well, right? I don't know, well, actually, I do know why. When you think farms and all that sort of thing, right? Thinking of old TV shows, do you remember Astrofarm?
I'm going to be honest and say no.
You don't remember Astrofarm?
When you're cruising through the cosmos, you won't believe your eyes. There's always something new to see. When you're gliding through the galaxy, there's always a surprise. So why don't you fly with me? Astrofarm, Astrofarm, it's a very special place. Astrofarm, Astrofarm, can't you see we're living on an asteroid in outer space? Astrofarm, Astrofarm, everywhere a friendly face. Astrofarm, Astrofarm, can't you see we're living on an asteroid in outer space? When you're cruising through the cosmos, you won't believe your eyes. There's always something new to see. When you're gliding through the galaxy, there's always a surprise. So why don't you fly with me?
Astrofarm, Astrofarm, it's a very special place. Astrofarm, Astrofarm, can't you see we're living on an asteroid in outer space? Astrofarm, Astrofarm, everywhere a friendly face. Astrofarm, Astrofarm, can't you see we're living on an asteroid in outer space? Astrofarm.
Well, I'm all for talking about retro kids TV that we watched when we were kids, obviously, right? But I'm thinking to myself, what are the TV shows that we all used to watch? And then you get the, oh yeah, I forgot about that one factor. And for me, that's Astrofarm. You know, when you talk about retro kids TV,
Yeah.
everyone talks about Transformers. Everyone talks about Fireman Sam and Thomas the Tank. Everyone seems to have forgotten about Astrofarm. Tell you what, if you're listening out there and you have heard of Astrofarm, please let us know on the WhatsApp your Wid Yi number.
4474606 4393. What's up your Wid Yi? Would you?
Now, on the back of what you're saying,
Yeah.
are you old enough to remember there was kids' TV at lunchtime in the 90s, the very early 90s?
To be honest, there was, I think you're like a couple of years older than me, right?
I am.
I remember more Cheers was on at lunchtime
Okay.
in the 90s.
I can't remember what channel, but there was a thing called, I think it was Puddle Lane. It was maybe on BBC.
Don't remember that one.
There was that, and then I'm sure this was lunchtime as well. I want to say on Channel 4, there was a thing called Pop. He was this little alien,
Oh!
and he misted up the screen. He went,
Oh, something's coming to my mind
and he
about that
wrote
one.
his name backwards.
Pop is pop backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Puddle Lane as well. Puddle Lane was like some weird fucking Harry Potter-esque shit. But there was lunchtime telly, so I used to live literally maybe 100 yards up the hill from my school in Aberdeen, right? It was maybe a 3-minute walk.
Okay.
I would go home for lunch.
Yeah.
Everyone else had to have either school dinners or packed lunches. We got to go home.
Yeah.
Great.
I was exactly the same. I lived
Brilliant.
around the corner from my school.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the highlight of going home at lunchtime was the telly.
For me, it was Cheers. Yeah, that show just did it for me every day.
I would have to say forgotten TV shows. Pob's kind of one of them. After school, going back to the realms of,
CBBC.
I'm thinking CITV. CITV.
Or CITV, yeah.
Mike and Angelo.
Oh, the alien that lived.
Yeah,
I remember that.
There were two, I want to say Angelos. Was Angelo the alien or was Mike the alien?
No, Angelo was the alien.
There were
Angelo
two
was definitely the
Angelos.
alien, yeah.
The second one was American. I can't remember if the first one was or
do you
not,
wanna
but
know-
that was weird.
You remember the show a lot more than I do. I don't even remember the actors that played them or what they looked like. I just remember the show.
The kid was American. The kid was American. Or he was putting on like a really bad American accent there, Angelo.
That's like an alien that comes to stay and he just
Yeah.
doesn't leave and all that. Yeah, that was
And
actually a good show.
They had the token Scottish woman called Katie. There was a Scottish
'Cause-
actress who was in everything in CITV.
Because every Scottish woman's called Katie or
Yeah.
Morag or whatever.
Mick Katie.
Ah, wait. Do you remember the family nest?
Yes.
Oh, we can actually
Yes.
yes, the family net.
Now the animation for that was it not the same people who did like
now-
Jimbo?
Could not
Jimbo
tell
and the
you.
Jets.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm
but
sure it was.
for those, right, I'll be honest with you, the family nest was only a 5-minute cartoon and it was on like once a week.
Oh, it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, but for all the wrong reasons as well. Like maybe they'd have you'd have these two kids that would maybe have a sports day coming up or something like that.
Hamish and Morag.
Was that their names?
I'm guessing, but
Well,
I'm pretty sure it was
but
like Hamish and
I
Morag.
seem to remember it was a wee bit racist towards Scottish as well. Like everyone wore a kilt, everyone stood at shores of Loch
Everyone had
Ness.
those super grand hats on.
Yeah, everyone played bagpipes, and
Yeah.
every second word started with Mick.
Yeah.
Like, Och, Morag, Jings Crivens, help my bog. Let's go down to the Mick Loch, and we'll blow our whistles.
We'll jump in our Mick car.
Well, they're just but we've got to go to Mick School, and there's the Mick School Sports Day, and what are we going to do? Because we know that's sporty. I know what we'll do, and they'll go down and they'll blow their whistles, and a member of the Loch Ness monster family will come along, and it just so happens to be one that will help them on this adventure. In which case, you've got out comes the water for their sports day, Sporty Ness. So Sporty Ness would come along. And teach them how to do the egg and spoon race or something
I
like that.
remember that. That was definitely BBC rather than ITV.
I can't even remember that, but there was one where maybe one of the kids was getting bullied at school, so they'll go down
They
to...
summoned Mick Bully Killer.
I was actually waiting to say they maybe summoned Ferocious Ness.
Ferocious Ness was one of the
Yeah,
Nesses, yes!
And he would maybe come and give them a... Well, he wouldn't come and give them a hide, and he'd scare them off, because this is kids' TV. You know, I think it only maybe did one series. It just makes me wonder what they would do for a series 2 of the Family Ness. You know, if they had maybe unused episodes, you know, like, for example, if... Och, Morag, we're running out of orange juice. So they'll maybe blow their whistle down there, and Juicy Ness would come out and he'd squeeze a load of fruit, you know? Or... You've maybe got problems with America, so they'll go down there and blow their whistles, and Diplomatic Ness will come out, and it's just Keir Starmer
Well,
as a Loch Ness monster.
No,
So-
that's the summoning that fails. It's like they're just looking around going, Far is he? Far is he? Oh, he's shining some shoes. Aye, with his tongue.
Well, I was thinking on that subject, you've got somebody's, Ach, Morag, we're nae going to get our homework done in time. We're make homework done in time. Oh, what we're going to tell the Mick teacher? I'll tell you what, we'll go down to the bloody Loch Ness and we'll blow up, and out would come Stupidness. He's got a lower IQ than Loch Ness itself, basically, and he fucks up their homework. Or, right, how's this one, right? Controversial, right? They blow their whistles, and out comes Misogynistic Ness. A Loch Ness monster that should have been drowned at birth and just so happens to look like Andrew Tate. And he also comes up with his brother, Toxic Masculinity Ness, in a special crossover episode with the second series of Netflix hit Adolescence.
Wid Yi.
Right, I suppose we should probably jump in with another widget then.
Jump in.
Jump in.
Jump in my car.
That's kind of creepy.
That's a creepy David Hasselhoff.
Jump in my car.
I want to take you home
I
and kill
want to
you.
take you home. Sell your kidneys on eBay.
I mean, he's probably tried it. Here's one. Would you start a pen pal relationship with a prisoner to see what happens? No monetary reward.
No monetary reward.
Yeah.
So literally it's going to be, hi there, Mr. Prisoner. My name's Dave. I'd like to talk to you about whatever. And then I get a letter
David
back.
Hasselhoff.
I get a letter back.
Jump in my car. I want to take you home.
I mean, there is something fascinating. Like, I think that's a thing in America more than anything, where like people on death row get befriended by random people.
Do you want to know? It does happen here, but it's just never publicly talked about. Did you ever watch that thing with David Tennant as Dennis Nilsson?
Yeah, now
Right.
that was scarily good.
It
He
was
was
scarily
really
good.
good at that.
But you've got the 3 episodes that there was, but then on night 4, there was a documentary about Nilsson himself, and it was also narrated by David Tennant, which I find poetic, but shit happens.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, there was interviews with Nilsson in jail, and he was talking about pen pals that he's made.
Yeah.
It might be a bloody 1980s thing. I mean, who writes letters these days? It's just bills you get in the post. But nobody actually... Dear Dave, hope all is well. I look forward to hearing back from you. P.S. You're due us 150 quid for your electric bill. That's what you get in the post these days.
Yeah.
But did Dennis Nilsson ever get an electric bill in the post? Probably not. He probably got letters from these... he got a letter from the guy that wrote the book. But I bet you got letters about all these other creeps that went, have you got any advice? Because I just love hiding bodies under my cupboard. Well, in short, right, you're asking me, would I start a pen pal friendship with
I mean,
a
it's
prisoner?
maybe not going to be Dennis Nilsson.
No, he's dead.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
But who the hell am I going to get? Am I just going to write dear random prisoner and see who I get and see?
I'm going to
see what
assume there'll
happens?
be some kind of website like Friends Reunited where you're put in touch with somebody in prison. There'll be like an introduction. This is Nigel. Nigel stabbed somebody with a piano key once.
More to
You
the
know.
point, I would hope if I wrote a letter, I'd put as little information in there as I possibly can.
Oh, I mean, obviously your address would be on there so that prisoner could totally write back to
No,
you.
the prisoner won't get my address, but the guard who gives him the letter will. There'll be like
Right,
a number.
okay.
I don't know. I would hope that's the case. But
I would imagine it would be.
knowing my luck, I would probably get some sort of like person that's been in there for fraud, and I've just given him a fucking load of bloody information on me, and when he gets out of jail, I'm fucking financially fucked for just writing that guy a
My
letter.
CVC is 666.
Please do not take anything out of this exact account with this exact sort code. Aye, right.
So just shits and giggles, no monetary value attached. I'm going to assume it's not going to be somebody who can commit fraud.
How do you know? I mean,
I'm just gonna assume.
Jail's kind of rampacked with people, but fuck
It
it, I'd
is.
do it for a laugh.
Wid Yi.
Right, I'm just going to jump in another one here, right? Because see what you think of
This
this.
is like quick fire, would you?
It's not quite a quick fire widget. I know you're going to say no, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
No.
Oh well, see you later. Have another night. That was another episode of Widget. Thank you and good night.
Woo! Right, come on then.
Yeah, here we go. Right. Would you have your pubes collected for a year and then used as fake body hair for a photo shoot for Playgirl magazine?
Okay, so my pubes get trimmed.
No, your pubes get collected for a year. So basically, you're going to trim your pubes and give them to me and I'll put them in a bag. I'll keep them for a year and effectively...
What, next to your dad's kidney stones?
They're my
case they're
kidney
lonely.
stones now, but...
Okay,
But
so you
would
bag them up.
Yeah, bag them up, and then you have to pose nude for a Playgirl magazine photo shoot, but we're going to glue your pubes all over your body.
What, just randomly?
Why not?
Is this like being tarred and feathered?
I suppose it is. I mean, how hairy do you get down there?
Well,
I mean, when you get a visit from the hairy fairy, how does it go?
is there any money attached to this?
Yeah, grand.
Ah, it's not enough. Come on, stop being stingy.
I'm not being stingy.
You'd find that I say yes to a few more things if it was like
Yeah, but-
$100 million. Well,
Yeah, who would say no to anything to do with $100 million?
there you go.
Well, so that would just be a bit boring. I've got to make you think about this,
Well, make me think about it then.
All right,
grand,
fine.
A
Would you
grand
have
makes
your
it an
pubes-
easy no.
right? Would you have your pubes collected for a year and used as fake body hair for a photo shoot for Playgirl for 100 million quid?
Yes.
Right, now that's boring. That's just an easy, straight fire yes. I want to
But
think
by
of...
the same contrast, you saying £1,000 make me go,
Right,
"Oh,
okay,
no."
10 grand. Ah, see, now we're at an
Yeah.
interesting figure.
Am I complete bollock naked apart from my reattached pubes?
Yeah, because this is Playgirl.
Yeah, go on then.
Cool.
Thanks for listening.
Would you do us a favour and check back again next week?